Chris here. I'm just going to shoot you a quick video to show you how to set up a slideshow, and thank you to David for letting me use his piece as a bit of a guinea pig. And I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can because I'm going to make this video as specific as I can to how to set up a slideshow. And we'll make tutorial videos for some other stuff, and there are a few other ones that we've sent out as well. And if you need some, please let me know. Taking a quick look here. One of the tools that I use to set things up is wordcounter.net. One of the things for each slide, you need to have 250 words. And one of the things to remember is that for a slideshow is that you need to have a setup page. So in this case, he's writing about pitchers' performances in spring training. So you kind of want to have a general summary page of 250 words or more at the beginning. And which kind of just talks about what you're gonna talk about. When I originally read this, I've gone through this once and then I didn't save any of the changes, so forgive me. I had changed this, but anyway. Yeah. So on your intro page, a couple things to remember. David's already put his featured photo there, which is awesome. You do need to have a picture for every page as well. So in this case, I'm just going to find a general photo to throw up. Maybe I'll use a Charlie Montoyo or something, since he is the captain of the ship at the moment. So let's download a picture of Montoyo here and use him. And instead of clicking on featured image to do that, I'm just going to go over here, which it says insert into post. So now we've got Mr. Montoyo, and we're ready to go. One thing about this original opening piece here is that it's not quite long enough, which is one thing I'm not sure I even told David about, so that's not his fault at all. But it does need to be 250 words, so I've grabbed it and thrown it in here. It's 154, so we'll have to add a little bit more, but for now we're going to pretend that there's enough. So the first step in order to set up the next slide is that you go up here on this toolbar, and this two-box thing here says New Slide, which will give you a page break, and that's part of what you need in order to get a separate page. The second step to do that is you go to Build Shortcode, and you go down and find Next Slide, and you're going to give it a name. So in this case, I know that Nate Pearson's on the next page, so I'm going to say Top Prospect on the Rise. It's going to be my next shortcode. So now it's set up. My first page is all good to go. I've got my photo. I've got my header, which is something we need on everyone, which I'll talk about more in a second. Some text, and a page break, and the next slide. So that's page one. We're on to page two. So what we need to add in order to set David's article up here properly, and again, I haven't told him how to do this, so if it feels like I'm picking on him, I'm not, because he didn't know what he was supposed to. I just asked him to do some writing, and then I would set it up. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find a picture of Nate Pearson, and I have one here because, again, I was looking at this earlier on for a moment. So I'm going to insert that. So now we've got Nate Pearson at the top of the page about Nate Pearson, and we need to add a header as well. As I mentioned, what I often do is just use the same thing that I've used, or maybe slightly reworded a little bit, but I'm just going to, again, for now, I'm going to just put Top Prospect on the Rise. And, you could also capitalize that too. It's kind of optional. That's the wonderful thing about blogging, but I'm going to capitalize it for now. Heading 2. I know some of these other ones might look okay, or you might like the way they look better. Fansided wants us to use heading 2, so Clayton and I are supposed to switch it on you. If you do, use something else anyway, so just save us a step, please. Anyway, there's the Pearson. We've got the picture at the top, the header. We've got Nate Pearson with a hyperlink. He's already done that, which is awesome. He's found a tweet. The one thing about tweets, this is fantastic because it's from MLB Pipeline. If you're going to include video of any kind, unfortunately, it has to come from MLB or MLB Pipeline because just legalities and things like that. Fansided's no other place for that matter is allowed to share a video that's not their property. So as long as we're using a tweet that comes from MLB, we're okay. Moving on. Okay, I've already checked the word count for Pearson, so I'm going to put another page break in there and repeat the process I did before. So again, next slide. I'm going to go back up. Next slide, and more talented, or other talented young arms, because the next slide's about. I'll fix this up for you better, David. It'll look better when I'm done, or I'll come up with something better than other talented arms, but just a placeholder for the time being. Okay, so there we go. We've got slide 1 and we've got slide 2. I'm going to set up slide 3 at the top. It's about Trent Thornton. So again, I've already found a photo from being in here before, so I'll just grab that one. But you just have to go in and look and download one, which I'm sure you all know how to do. And if you don't, reach out to us. And again, I need a header, so I put other talented young arms. So I'll put other talented young arms. And the top of slide 3 is now ready to go. Okay, making sure again that we have 250 words. From already being in here before, I know the Thornton didn't quite do it, so you're allowed to have more than one player on a page. If you don't have 250 words to say about Trent Thornton, then say 150 about him, say 150 about Kay, and that's still a good slide. Again, he's good here with the tweet. So, and from having counted it up before, I know that's the next page break. So I'm going to just throw that there for now, and then I'm going to take you up to preview for a quick second to show you why that other step is important. So have a look here. And again, I'm trying to make this a short video, so I'll shut up. But okay, we've got our Montoyo, the header, the text, and whoop, that's the ad. Got a little jumpy. So if I click on that, it takes us to slide 2. Everything's there as it should be. To slide 3, everything's there at the top as it should be. And remember, I didn't put the next slide thing there. So when I get down to the bottom, there's nothing. It's the end of the article, even though there's still text that's written here on WordPress. So if you don't do it right, then you'll miss out on some of that. Or if Clayton and I don't catch it, I guess it's more than what it actually is. But so anyway, going back, just to wrap this up quick, I'll find a picture of Yannis Diaz. That'll show you. For some reason, you don't know that part. Sometimes prospects are there aren't any photos of them, and that might be the case with Diaz. We'll see. I don't know who that is. But okay, we do have Diaz, so I'm going to download that. Now it's in the pool. Insert. Okay. And I'm going to add, and there's more yet. Again, I'll fix this better for you, David. Okay, that last step is we're going to add the normal short codes we add to pretty much every other article. So I'm going to go to Jay's journal, find that, add Anthony Ghost. Looks legit on the mound. And the only other one to look at is your recent posts. And voila, we're all set up now. Okay, and again, just a quick preview, just take you through and show you what it'll look like when it's all done. Almost got too jumpy again. Page 2, page 3, and I don't know why that happened. Well, maybe I didn't fix it properly. You get the idea. I didn't fix it properly. Well, let's do it. Sorry, now the video's long. Next slide. This right next slide, just for the sake of, I don't even care if it's spelled right. All right, back to preview. And as I said, we're pretty much, I think I've covered it all here. So if you have any questions at any time, feel free to reach out to Clayton or I, and we'll be happy to guide you or, back you up and make sure this stuff is done. But that's essentially how you set it up. So hope that's helpful, gang, and thank you as always for your contributions. Talk soon.